So, hello everyone. Welcome to the second presentation of the day. Thank you, Seville, for the segue. You mentioned AI. We're going to talk AI today. So, my topic for today is modern Android engineering at the era of AI. We know AI has taken our lives, our jobs, and everything. And today we're going to see how it's going to specifically take our jobs. So, small disclaimer, the views that you're going to hear are purely personal. They do not reflect my current or previous employees, and no animals were harmed during the creation of the presentation. As you might notice, I will not take myself very seriously. It's a coping mechanism for the stress, so relax. So, who am I? My name is Sotiris Falieris. I've been doing Android since the dark days of 2010. Some name dropping. I have worked at Ape Group, Mag Interactive, Spotify, SF Studios, ACB. Easy Park. Many people are from my whole career here, basically. And what? There's something missing, some dark memories, but we casually skip them. Currently, I'm a very, very happy developer at Tiptapp, where we help people help each other, basically. I am a Lego lover. I love Legos. I will code for Legos, and a Hot Wheels collector. So if you want to pay me in those things to write code, vibe coded probably, I'm more than happy to do that. And when I'm not coding or buying Legos on Tradera or Blocket, I vibe code things because it's basically so much fun to create something out of nothing without a purpose. That's the whole thing. You don't have to make it for someone. You do it for yourself, for your kids, for whatever. The last thing I did was a bottle flip game that I convinced I was doing kid-driven development. Basically, my son was telling me, I want to do it like this and like that and like that. And it was a wonderful way to make him stay away from Roblox, so definitely recommend it. And VS Code has become my third child because it is so much better to do whatever kind of coding that you want. So, AI, the saga. It all started, the way I see it at least, in 2011, when things like smart speakers, AI assistants, Google Now, Siri, our beloved Siri, started to exist, and we could talk to our phones or our smart speakers. Nice times, exciting back for the days. The early signs of AI came up in 2015 when Musk, and Hawking and Wozniak started saying how dangerous is AI and how aware we should be that it can do really, really bad things. Fast forward to 2020 and something called GPT-3 shows up. We could write poetry. Back in those days, it was exciting. Little did we know how horrible it would become. 2022, the revolution, ChatGPT. Everyone knew ChatGPT. It was the fastest growing app, gazillions of users, an AI chatbot for the masses. Many other companies had tried to do chatbot, Facebook, and almost every other company that had a small thingy on the bottom right corner of their website. But ChatGPT did it way, way better. Of course, it was an exciting time for copyright because who cares about scraping the whole internet and robots.txt? Didn't matter. It was all for the sake of our own good. Or was it? Google, of course, came to the show with an amazing or not thing called Bard, sucked big time. Thankfully, they changed it to Gemini, which is way, way better than Bard, but still not as amazing as other AI tools. I'm not looking at my notes, but it's fine. Then we continue to 2025. Elon Musk apparently is not so worried anymore about the destruction of civilization and instead wants to fast forward that. And right now we're in the situation where even Apple, who would have thought that, tried to do Apple intelligence because Apple failed miserably, justice. Claude is now, if I can move this on, what it says here, Claude versus Gemini versus Llama, because Facebook also tried to do AI and also failed miserably. And now we're talking about multimodality, how to have video, audio, sound, you name it, everything through AI. It's not just a matter of creating something, it's not a matter of automating something, but creating a lot of things, creating music, creating text, creating personalities, creating you name it. There are no limits currently in what is happening. Now, what is AI, I hear you ask? First of all, it's data. Lots and lots and lots of data, which of course they have stolen from anything that has code behind it. Whether it is a GitHub repository, whether it is articles, paywalled or not, whether it is Wikipedia, AI companies have scraped the whole internet in order to create the knowledge behind their models. Is it helpful? Yes. Is it questionable? Oh, yes. AI is also a lot of weights and parameters, which is basically the way knowledge is represented inside those LLMs. Back when I first saw about AI, it was in my computer science bachelor, 2005 something, and the guy was talking about weighted algorithms and red-black trees. I had no clue what he was talking about. It all makes sense now. And it's very interesting to see how much computer science knowledge there is behind all of those things. It's not just, oh, we have a vector. What the hell is a vector? It is a lot of things and even more than that. AI is also retrieval and memory, meaning where do we get the data? Is it from all the training that our model has, or are we going to get it through other tools that we're going to use in combination with existing data? It's so many things. It's also coordination. Those things that we're talking about are very complex systems. And the way to do what they do is to divide the question that we're giving it and conquer the answer, meaning that, okay, how can I go from here, or what is the coolest cafe in Stockholm? First of all, what is a cafe? We know, but AI does not know. AI is stupid in the simple sense that it's basically next door predictor, if we want to really, really simplify that. So it needs to understand concepts. What is a cafe? What is Stockholm? What it means to be a cafe in Stockholm. It needs to divide the information that we're giving it and conquer the answer by combining things. And also use tools like traditional APIs. Gemini on the back end, it's using all the Google APIs that it has in order to query in a structured way all the information that exists in the internet. Then it needs to run somewhere, and NVIDIA is our friend. Whoever has invested a lot of money is probably a bit richer right now, so good job. It also needs a chip to run, NPU, Neural Processor Unit, or TensorFlow, again, through Google. And it needs guardrails, because what happens without guardrails is horrible things, as Terminator has taught us. So we need to tell AI what to do and what not to do, how to behave, what is okay to answer to someone and what is not okay. And we do that through reinforced learning, meaning that the LLMs learn from the feedback that we give them back and from the information that we give them back, and also need to have moderation filters so it responds in a okay way, because if you know Grok, you have seen that it could easily deteriorate in horrible things. There were even earlier efforts of AI where Microsoft, I think it was, Cortana, very, very nice, very successful project, where, of course, people were fooling around with Cortana when it came out, and it managed to become like a very famous person of the Second World War which wanted to take over the world. That's exactly what can happen, because people can really screw things up. This is what we're really, really good at. So, what is AI? From the inside, thanks to an amazing leak of Claude Code's front-end tools, we now know what's inside AI. So, what is inside? There are tools and commands. For example, in the case of Claude Code, it is a plugin-based, permission-gated system and architecture, where there are many components, modularization, I suppose, in the level of AI, that talk to each other, and they're all protected through specific permissions. They are very fancy UI, TUI, enough with the CLIs, enough with the GUIs. We now are TUI, Text User Interface Systems, which, strangely though, it works like a game engine. It's basically drawing itself every frame that we want to show something, which means that things are complicated. It's not just a terminal, it is a fancy terminal. It has tight security, questionable since it managed to get leaked, so yeah, the irony is on them. Apparently there are 23 checks at each command that the user is sending that are run before it reaches the user. Also, we found out that Claude Code has many, many things inside behind feature flags. One of them is Kairos, which is an always-on mode which remembers things and refreshes itself during the night, exactly like OpenClaw. There are, of course, differentiators inside the model, like, for example, not all actions are equal. When you tell to Claude to audit your code base, it does not do it with the best model that it has because it's more expensive. So eternally, it switches models in order to do specific tasks. And also, there are issues. We are not the only one writing bad code, people. Even the guys and girls at Claude Code screw things up. I have here some wonderful metrics. that they have a method for printing which is 3,000 lines long. Don't be shy about the horrible code that you write. Even those people that get paid gazillions of dollars write horrible code. Another thing, they were using Axios for an HTTP request. And if you don't know, Axios is a wonderful NPM package that got hacked. How fun is that when this package has some million downloads per day? So it's fine to screw things up. Other people do it, don't worry. So, what else is AI from the Claude perspective? It is not as innocent as we might think. For example, they have a thing called undercover mode. All of those are findings from the leaked code of Claude Code. It is barely legal, questionably legal, to fool around with the code, to look into the code, let alone put it on GitHub. Many repositories got down, but if you get your hands on, it's nice to look into it. For example, there was the undercover mode where Claude Code, it was doing automatic pull requests and comments and everything on other repositories, which not all repositories allow that, but who cares? It's AI, it can do that. But there are many communities who are very protective of their code and they do not want AI slop. Claude was hiding that by having clear instructions not to mention anything about the fact that it is an AI. Interesting approach, some would say. Also, it has a lot of anti-distillation defenses. What is that, I hear you ask? This is a way for an AI to protect itself from other AIs getting trained on itself. So a smaller model could just bombard Claude and ask everything it needs to know in order to train itself. What Claude is doing is poisoning the other AI when it detects that it's being bombarded with questions in order to confuse the other AI. Sneaky? Yes. Effective? Oh, yes. Also, we found out that there are employee-only features, meaning that what the employees of Claude are getting when they're using Claude Code is not what we get, even if we have Pro, Max, whatever, Max 20, Max 100 packets. Why? Because dog fooding, probably. They want to try their own stuff, and because they can. When you are one of the three companies that dominate AI, you can do whatever you want, as you might have noticed now that the prices are going up on Claude Code. So, what is AI for us, though? Because we live in a very nice bubble where we all write code for a living. Not everyone is like us people. There are people who use AI to ask instructions about life, how to handle their partners, how treat it like their own psychologist. So it really matters when we're talking about AI, who we're talking to. If we want to stay in tech, it's a completely different thing when we talk about creative people, when we talk about copywriters, when we talk about developers, CEO, non-tech people. The marketing team at Tiptapp where I work, they use it a lot to create incredible analysis about this and that and the other. I will never do that. But there has so many possibilities that it's just an incredible tool. Why do we use it? We use it for ideas, to validate, or for basic things. There are completely different cases depending on who is playing around with AI. And also, who is us? Sotiris, very nice guy, very nice developer, you should meet him. Jack, very questionable guy, he has an AI girlfriend. There is a huge market for people who use AI to create virtual personalities. Why? Because people feel lonely. And it's a wonderful opportunity or an interesting opportunity to use AI to create something that you cannot reach. And many people have found comfort and happiness in AI-generated girlfriends. There is also Niklas, an accountant who asks things like how to cook pasta, because AI can do that. And nowadays, it's very common people not to Google things. I catch myself being frustrated having to scroll through half a page of Google results where half of them are suggested, sponsored, you name it, or spam, and I just go and ask AI. It is a change of how things are happening if you consider that back in the days we would ask our mom or dad or friends, and now we're asking AI. Is it the future? Time will tell. So, welcome to the wastelands of AI. It is fun, and as you might notice, the logos of the biggest companies have a slight resemblance to a specific body part. Think about it, Google it or AI it, you will see what I mean. So, Let's talk about models. Is it Sonnet that you want to use today? Haiku, Codex, or whatever? Is it for images, Nano Banana? Is it Nano Banana Pro, Nano Banana 5, 6, 7? No one knows. Google is going to deprecate it next week probably. Pricing, how much money you want to spend today? Whatever you want, it's too little because probably it's going to become more expensive tomorrow. There are people who have multiple Claude Max accounts paying millions, thousands and thousands of dollars every month. There are urban legends that Uber has already burned the budget that it had for its whole development team only on AI tokens. Signs of times. And there is also different approach from each of those AI companies. How much social impact do you want your AI company to have? How many wars should they sponsor with the money that you give them? Or, talking about ethics, how unhinged, racist, or unapologetic do you want your AI? Grok is famous for doing really, really bad things with underage kids and their photos on Twitter/X, whatever it's called. It is not just fun, it has social impact where we give our money because those companies are way, way more fabulous nowadays than FANG. Who cares about Facebook nowadays? It's all about Anthropic, OpenAI, and Gemini. Okay, forget Gemini, it's Google. OpenAI and Anthropic came out of nowhere if you think about the time span of how things have changed. And they have a lot of money because people are paying a lot of money. The impact they have on things happening in our day-to-day life are quite important. Probably you have heard about the drama with OpenAI and Anthropic and the Department of Defense in the US. Things are serious. It might be all fun and coding and generating fun images of us, or that's what Apple managed to do, AI with generating avatars, but it's really, really serious how things are going. So, why should I care? Is the question I hear you internally ask yourselves. First of all, because it's much more fun. No one wants to write yet another data class for mapping an API call. This is not fun anymore. Second of all, because we can finally focus on things that are a bit more creative, focus on architecturing things, focusing on creative consistency in our code, focus on covering all the edge cases that we would never find. AI will find them and find them again and again and again because whenever you ask it, it finds something new. We can be fast, which is a double-edged sword. We can fix things way, way faster. What they say about Spotify not writing, developers at Spotify not writing code, it's not urban legend, it's not a lie. They actually do that. But they do that because they have invested so much time before it was cool on AI and automations and having all their Jira read by AI and all the Slack messages automated, read by AI and maintain all that knowledge. We can do things way, way faster. And of course, you can spend time late at night to do your own stuff because you can finish faster with your 9 to 5 work. And in my opinion, it is a matter of adaptation. Just like we went from XML to compose, it's a matter of adapting to how things are changing. Because if we don't adapt, we're left behind. And whoever left behind, there is no mercy in what we're doing. So we either adapt or die. Metaphorically die. But it is a matter of following what is happening. Otherwise, we are doomed to basically really lose our jobs because AI is coming for our jobs, especially for tasks that can be automated. So we have to be something different than just code monkeys. We need to create something, we need to have ideas, we need to have higher concepts in our mind in order to prove our worth to ourselves, first of all, and to whoever is going to employ us. So let's get personal. It was complicated back in December 2025 when my employer back then was starting to lay off people or giving signs that they're going to reorg, readjust, something, whatever. So it was stressful and I had to think what the hell I'm going to do. The market was hyped. Everyone was becoming rich with AI. It was the worst thing to open Twitter/X and see yet another post about a guy that had 15 agents writing code while he's sleeping and doing 10,000 MMR just because he had an amazing idea which he didn't have to disclose because reasons. ChatGPT wrappers were everywhere. There was ChatGPT wrapper to identify stones, coins, bugs, birds, you name it. And people were apparently getting rich. So I wanted to also get rich, or at least try. And my kind of subscription was Gemini. I choose you, Gemini. Bad idea. I will tell you later why. So, phase one, start testing things. Yet another project on GitHub. I hope it will not end up like the previous one, deserted last commit 9 months ago. Create a boilerplate with Gemini because that is cool, but I did it like a barbarian. I had Gemini open and I had Android Studio open, copy-pasting one another. I was young and innocent, I didn't know. Then the result was this wonderful structure where we had, of course, data layers and model layers and UI layers and everything, where I basically created a simple wrapper, a simple app where I was using Gemini's APIs to do simple things. What are those simple things? Those simple things were to talk to Gemini, like send it something and give me the answer. For example, what is the meaning of life? Okay, it gave me the meaning of life. Seems reasonable, okay. The way I was working was through, as I said, through the Gemini app and the chatbot, and it was giving me the code and I was copy-pasting. Not the most efficient way. Not great, not terrible. 3.6, I would say. Yeah, not my cup of tea. Or I was not so impressed, to put it simply. Phase two, I wanted to make things a bit more interesting. I wanted to see, okay, let's give some more possibilities so I can see what is this thing about. So let's add a new sense to my little AI friend. Let's help it see. So see means read an image, read a picture or something. Still playing it safe, no CLI, slow, conservative. Oh, I do things in one place and then I copy it there so I can have full control of what I'm copying and is there something weird there. The code, no one cares for the code. It was very simple. Just give a system instruction, load whatever, attach whatever documents or images, wrap it up in a nice way, create a Gemini request, send it, get a response back, present it in a decent way. End result. Ah, interesting. No, so much, it's just yellow. Basically, it was working. Of course, you couldn't answer how many R's are in a strawberry because AI. But now it was starting to get a bit more interesting because I could talk with it and I could also make it understand, make it see things a bit, make it be a bit more interesting. For example, I could attach a photo, pick what I wanted how I wanted to interpret what I had attached, and then to help it basically, and then it could tell me things. What was behind this whole thing there? Yet another idea, because we're living in the AI era with every idea can be a product. And this whole thing there of picking a location, identifying something as a location, recipe, movie, blah, 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 came from TikTok. Because the way I consume content on TikTok is to take screenshots of what I like on TikTok. And I was like, what a wonderful idea to make an app that reads all the screenshots and automatically picks something of those and tell me where it is. Mind blowing. I didn't do it, of course, because it is yet another project waiting on GitHub. But one idea fed the other. You see a pattern here? Yes, too many ideas. So it could also read documents, and it kind of understood that it is a PDF that has stuff. So we now have multimodality, and I'm starting to get a bit more comfortable with AI. I can understand what it's doing. I can understand what it returns back. Okay, let's reflect. I was hesitating. I think that's a key word, because I could see that it can do things. I could see that it works, but how does this feel? Is this programming? Am I doing programming? Am I excited to be the assistant, basically, of an AI tool? And who am I in this process? Am I the copy-paste person, or am I dictating what is happening? Because yes, I had added features, I had kept it very, very simple, but is this something that, is this the way I want to work? Because eventually, the way of working would be how I would work in the next company that I would go after the reorg or whatever was happening in my employer back then. So it was more of a personal reflection of what was happening. So I thought to let the impressions marinate, let them stay for a while, settle in, see how I feel, and then continue to what I think is for me. Phase 3, going all in. Enough holding back. We're now in December 2025. People are going to get laid off from the company I'm at, so I have to. Let's do it the proper way. Hey do, Gemini, welcome to Claude. Much better. My God, the experience, so nice. And also, hey do Android Studio, you suck big time when it comes to AI integration. Your Gemini tab is stupid and half of the times either times out or starts blaming the same thing over and over. Welcome to VS Code. Thank you, Microsoft, for this gem of software. So light, so easy, runs everything, very good. And let's start prompting our ways through late at night. What better thing to do when the kids are sleeping and you have a glass of wine, chocolate, whatever form or shape, and your terminal to write code. So nice, so nice. And of course, do not hold back, no second thoughts. No task is too big or too small. I will not hesitate, oh, will AI do it nicely? Screw it, let's try. I want you to rewrite this whole thing, do it. I want you to write unit tests for that one, do it. And this is what went up. Much more structured code. We now have modules, which I didn't write. I told it I want a module for this, for that, and the other. No phones allowed. And it did all of that. It separated packages for the theme, for the UI, for the specific features of the app. It was nice. It was like remembering the lost art of learning, because I was actually learning myself how to communicate with something that has superpowers and how to put structure in chaos. So nice. So, what is inside the code that I wrote? I still use the old 5. Back then it was the coolest thing. And the system instruction was, yes, I tried to make it a bit more personal. So my AI was not just AI, it was an AI assistant called Babis. And back then I kept it simple, like to have nice playful answers. I changed that in the future because the goal here was to make it a bit more personal. Don't be the boring, oh, you're amazing, what a wonderful idea that ChatGPT has. Let's eat this stupid thing. Oh, very good idea. Oh, you died, sorry. Are you sure you want to think about that? So let's make it a bit more interesting. But I still had the illusion of control. So my README was humanly written. Why? I don't know. Probably to feel that I have the control over things. Probably because I want to feel I'm still coordinating this thing and I am not useless. I have some meaning in this whole flow of things that are happening. So all of this handwritten. Keep that thought, it will not stay handwritten for a lot. But all the tasks that I had in mind, I was organizing them by myself with Markdown, because that's the new way to talk nowadays. So this is what came afterwards. Of course, I wanted to really make it personal, so let's make it non-AI generated, no purple, no gradients, no nothing, no cards. Let's go neo-brutal style. That's how this thing is called. I really like it. It's in your face, bold, and intense. I started adding small things here and there, like a history where I was storing things on Firebase because I could. I started, what else did I do? Started adding more tabs on the bottom to showcase different things. It was nice. It was really, really nice because I was starting to get control of what I was doing and I was starting to be actually creative. With a single prompt, I added a whole showcase of the design system that I had created. I just told it literally, add a new screen that showcases the design components that I have, et voila, which is nice and very, very useful, even for production things. And also all the components that I was using in all different states, I didn't have to do any nitpicking or show this in this state, just do it. Why it was okay to do it? Because these were non-critical things. Of course, in a production app, you do not let AI, you should not let AI go so crazy. But for small personal projects, when you want to try things, it gives you so much freedom. And I definitely recommend it if it's not clear. So, we have now finished phase 3, I think, where I have expanded a lot. By this time, I had a whole design system, which was kind of dictated by me, but also gave AI the creative freedom to suggest things. I had modularized the whole app in a very nice structured way, clean, no dependencies everywhere, very nice, neatly organized. I had done a gazillions of cleanups, whether it was refactoring, rename based on different parameters, clean leftovers, everything. I had, again, with AI, created different variants for debug, for production, talking to different backends, picking up different keys. I had tests everywhere. I hate writing tests. It's the worst thing ever. And I didn't have to do it because AI did it. But, a big but, the good thing is that I knew what I wanted the test to do. So I didn't let it roam free. Oh, thumbs up, everything works because assert true on every test. No, I could understand what exactly it was writing. One thing that I had as a rule whenever I was doing something with AI was not to let it commit. Gemini can go crazy and do whatever. You really need to put guardrails. Okay, before you do something, I want to see the code. So we still have the last word in what is happening. And we still see what is the code that is going to our repository. Is it mambo jumbo stuff? Okay, we clean it up, we fix it. Is it something that we're fine with it? We have the final push of the button and say, okay, go. But still, the illusion, manual maintain the README. Is it an illusion? Most probably yes by this time, because I really wanted to feel that it is me. Because it's very easy to lose yourself in this whole craze of vibe coding stuff. Phase 4, I started actively, really actively searching for a job, applying to companies, and I thought, okay, why not create tailored solutions to whichever company I'm aiming for? Back then, I was aiming for a company that has some kind of electric scooters around the city. You might have heard them. And I thought, okay, let's add them up, because why not? So the idea was to use my existing building blocks. I have design language, I have components, I have tests, I have features, I have modules. Let's create something with those building blocks. And it was very, very easy to go forward and create something like that. Everything the code structure doesn't matter. All that is interesting for you in your case is that it's organized. We have the views, we have the utilities, we have states, models, view models, the classic thing. But all of that, the buttons that control zoom in, find your place, and create a path with those, the filtering on the top, all of that was done with AI. Just a couple of prompts, and I could have a very nice, stylish looking app that could have some kind of functionality and be interesting to an employer. Again, in order to keep things personal, because it's very easy to get lazy with AI, I still wanted to make it a bit more me. So what I did was basically to have different style for the Google Maps through JSONs. There is a site called Snazzy Maps or something where you can create your own styles for Google Maps and load them. So in order to still keep it me, have some personality, have some heart and soul into what we're doing, I still added small things here and there to make it different than the rest of the vibe coded apps. I added haptic feedback when it was counting up the battery. I added a functionality where you can pick 4 different markers and it calculates the walking distance. Something to be different than the rest of the apps out there. And of course, dark mode, because who didn't want to do dark mode in February? Dark mode and accessibility was our favorite tickets, right? Exactly. So I did that with three prompts, because it was, and the thing is that I could do it with 3 prompts because I had taken care of having a neatly organized code before. So it was much, much easier to go through structured code and do all those things that I wanted. So I ended up expanding too much. Very nice, eh? Yeah, because AI can really suck you in. I was adding things here and there, accessibility, dark mode, bump every dependency because it was so easy and I wanted to see the app crash basically. So many languages because, yeah, why not? But I lost the focus. If I could move this thing away, it would say that I lost focus. I lost track, I lost time, because I was just doing things without understanding why I was doing things. Why did I just implement dark mode? Did I have to? No, but it was just 1 prompt away. And this is where it's a wonderful time to talk about the AI vampire. Have you heard about that? No, it does exist. So what is the AI vampire, I hear you ask? It is an energy draining creature that has been introduced that was introduced to my life, and I think it happens to a lot of developers. Exactly because AI has given us superpowers as developers, it is very, very tempting and very easy to do just a bit more, just a bit more, just a bit more, which is a never-ending, bottomless barrel. and it tends to drain us because it can become addictive. It can be just a bit more. I caught myself prompting, not writing code, prompting 2 o'clock at night. I was tired, I want to go to the toilet really desperately, but I was like, okay, I can just add one more feature if I prompt it. And this was not uncommon. And also, it feels like a slot machine because every time you prompt, you never know what magic prize you're gonna get from AI. So you're like, just a bit more, just a bit more. And furthermore, it can really create unrealistic standards in our life and in our work. Because, think about it, maybe it doesn't work, it doesn't match so much, it's not so relevant in the Swedish working society, but if someone in the US can produce so many things so fast because he's using AI, he's raising the standards for his whole company. So everyone is expected to deliver so much because of AI. This is a direct way to burnout. So it's very, very dangerous. And this AI vampire is here to stay. So phase 5, trying to find a reason. Okay, what do I want to create today that makes some sense? Enough with spreading all over the place. Let's stay focused. Who am I in this process? Let's stop churning out code for no reason and focus on what really, really matters. It's good to add more features, to experiment more, but it creates more complexity, more things to maintain. So let's stay just a little bit focused. And documentation. CloudMD is my friend. I will become very, very close friend with him. So let's try to stay focused. So I now I have bumped up to Gemini 3 Flash, which was the cool thing back then. Now it's something else because Google. I can still, my app can still talk. Now we have switched to an AI overlord because why not? Let's give them a chance. 9 out of 10 times, 1 out of 10 it will admit that it sucks big time and it's a bubble. The rest 9 it will take over. What else? We can still talk. We can still discuss with it. But then I thought, okay, let's make it, since I'm trying to find a reason for doing this thing, let's make it focused. So we have a map. We had the map before that was just a map, no AI. How we can sprinkle with AI? Let's tell it to find interesting spots in the map. So now we have Flotsbro, Friluftsgård. So now we have some kind of use case. You have an electric scooter and you have interesting spots around you because it finds them dynamically based on where you are. We can now select many of those, click plot, and it will plot for us a nice route around the city or where we are. Now, this was an actual use of AI that made sense for the specific case. It was not just good to have, but I could demonstrate that to an employer and tell them, look, you have an app that has a map. How about this? Cool points. Then let's visualize things. AI can do magic. Let's make it show something that is not just text. So I was like, okay, I want to visualize something. And what is this something? A dream. Why a dream? Because a friend of mine, Ivan Dymowski, who's a Flutter developer, had an actual product that interprets dream. And I was like, okay, I will casually steal this idea and use AI. So, my dream, a pink dog running in an endless green field with a starlit sky above. How does AI interpret that based on shapes and colors and everything? Like that. Not excited. Yes, it sucks. But it was because of the instructions that I had given to AI. Because I hadn't given the instructions, I had let the AI write the instructions for itself. I was lazy. More on that later. But now the idea was that AI now could visualize things. And this was interesting because I added another dimension to how to use AI. So, point proven. I have learned what I want to learn. Now what? Now I want to find a job. That was the initial goal, if you forgot it. So I had to package what I was doing well, add features that make sense, and a list details is not a good use case anymore. And I had to present it well. So I wanted to be the difference that I didn't see on GitHub repositories. Add some screenshots to know how this app looks. Add some description that it's not just README, something that is interesting to read. So now, phase 6, actually enjoy making what I'm doing. So for who do I create? Myself. Whoever is going to employ me is going to employ me from 9 until 5. Afterwards, it's me. So I want to work with things that make me happy and make me feel creative. How do I approach my work? I don't want to be a code monkey. I don't want to manually have to write a use case or test or something. I want to make my life easier. This is not 2020 anymore. Even back then we had autocomplete, I think, for Android Studio. Now it's time to focus on things that are a bit more fun, a bit more creative, thinking on a bit higher level. And who is my target audience? Companies, my next employer, and myself. And how do I market it? This is where time to talk a lot of bullshit. So, creative, experimental, opinionated, someone that is taking forward. Because this is how I want to be seen and interpreted in my work in the coming years. Because in the coming years, there's going to be no manual coding. There's going to be someone coordinating something to talk about something else, to do something else. So we really need to position ourselves in a way that makes sense for us to be happy in what we do. End result, packages, modules, lots of them. And time is running out, and yes, so let's speed up. What I had afterwards was a smarter model that looks kind of the same, but way more tabs. It could still read images and understand what was in them. It could now visualize way more interesting. So we went from this one to this one because I told it take the interpretation of the image, pick a famous artist and visualize that image with Nano Banana in a nice way. So now we have something a bit more attractive for the potential employer. So I skip that because I'm out of time, and I take you to the interesting things. That's a lot that I skip. Again, design systems, everything in place, settings, all of them done with single prompts, much easier. And documentation, lots of documentation, for me mostly to understand what is happening, and for other people to see what this project is about. Because when I'm going to revisit in 3 months, I will have no clue what I have written. So let's code. We will not code because I'm out of time. 2 minutes? No, I will not code in 2 minutes because I'm going to be like Sheldon panicking. So let's go to lessons learned. So as the American History X says, so right. Because AI is complicated, and AI is so early that there are so many things happening and so many things changing. Just yesterday, I was discussing with my colleagues about how they prompt, because we're on so primitive level when it comes to AI that we still don't have established way to prompt, to talk to AI, let alone about all the chaos that is currently happening. Many people say that we're like in the beginning of the blockchain. So many scams, so many things popping up in there as if it's a bubble. Might be a bubble, not everyone will survive this huge AI situation, not all of the companies, but it is unknown still. Also, hate is baggage. Stop picking sides. It's clear that AI will take over. It's not a bubble. So stop fighting with other developers if it's time to adjust to AI. Maybe we should wait. No, we are way beyond that point. It is time to enjoy what we're doing because we have been given superpowers as developers. Think about how much time we can save on boring tasks now with AI. And it's time to use it for something nice. All the side projects that you have in mind can happen. Also, the operation of the machine. There is a song from Linkin Park, Wretches and Kings, that say that the machines are taking over. It is true. You might not have noticed, but they are taking over. And we are somewhere in the middle. So be critical, be concerned about what you do and how you use AI, how much information you give it, which AI model you're using, which company is behind it, because if we're not critical and if we don't think what we're doing, we're going to end up in the singularity, but in a bad way. In the end, every app is going to look the same, every user is going to be doing the same, and every AI is going to be just AI, and every app is going to be purple because it has been trained on stupid React Native shit. So, and the most important, stay human. Keep training that brain muscle. It's so easy to just prompt your life away. Keep thinking, questioning. It's a lost art. We need to maintain that. And as another very nice song says, the situation now, the state of AI is that just like a nuclear bomb, In the beginning, there is a blast. The blast happened. We couldn't avoid it. It has happened. We now feel the heat of what is going on with AI. And soon is coming the radiation, which hopefully will not be a nuclear mushroom or something else, but it's going to be something that is going to be manageable because our jobs are affected. If you try to search for a job now, you are in for some surprises. It's definitely not as easy as it used to be. It's definitely way harder to find jobs. They pay way less, and I say that from experience. And our future in daily life is in unsteady ground, if I can say. So, and also remember that more radiation is going to come. What is nice and shiny and impressive now is going to be absolute obsolete in 6 months from now because things change so fast when it comes to AI. So, thank you very much. Questions, comments, anything?
Awesome presentation, I think.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, so I guess a lot of lines of code were produced by the models in your app. Do you plan to still edit some of this code if you want to change stuff, or are you now 100% dependent on Claude to make any edition or modification?
I again try to have the last word in what's happening. I always check the code before I commit it. And Claude, Gemini sucks big time because it does whatever, deletes whole things that were working perfectly fine. Claude is a bit more careful, but I still check what it's doing. And I try to pace it. So I don't tell it to refactor everything, change this one. And I instruct, this is just personal, I instruct to stop at every big step of the whole process that is going through, so I can keep an eye on what is going on. Because it's so tempting to just select all commit with whip as a commit message. So try to have some control over that and don't let it go wild or trust it blindly, because it's still next word suggesting. Think about that. It is just a big model that knows that after this word, I should put this word, and then this, and then this. So try to keep control over that. My opinion.
Follow-up question. So this is a prototype app.
Yes.
Would you do the same if you want to build anything for production?
Yes, definitely. For parts that are not critical, yeah. If I want to write unit tests, yes. If I want to fix all the hard coding values for dimensions, yes. If I want to break out composables to many places, yes. If I want to add previews, yes. If I want to add the payment integration, no. Because some things should not be trusted 100%. It is a tool. AI is a tool. It's not a substitute. It's a tool to make our life and our work easier. Easier can be different things for different people, but the way I see it is a tool to make things easier. Just like we had autocomplete in Android Studio 5 years ago, and it could predict when you were writing something, so it find the next method. It's the same, or I see it as the same thing. It's not to be blindly trusted. Otherwise, you end up with .env files available everywhere to the whole public, or with your SUPA base available for everyone to screw around. No, do not trust that. AI is the next word suggester. It doesn't know what is security. And do not trust Claude saying that their next model, Mythos, has done magic and it's so strong, so good that it can find the gaps. It got hacked, Mythos. There were people who hacked it. So if the most safe, secure, whatever LLM cannot protect itself from leaks, maybe that tells us something about the hype and what companies are trying to sell us. Cyril.
Just one comment, because you are saying AI doesn't know security, and I disagree there. It's not like AI doesn't know security. It knows, but it has token limit. That means it will forget eventually what matters the most. So that's why we should be cautious about what it does.
Yes, exactly. Be cautious. It knows security as much as we explain to it what is security for us. Security might be to, I don't know, hash your password. Yeah, but if you still hash your password and you have it inside the app, that is a problem. Don't keep it inside the source code. Have it somewhere else, so if someone gets the APK and unzips it basically, they can still find those things. Do not keep things inside the app. There are people who, I have seen examples on Twitter where people have their whole waiting list as a string of emails because they vibe coded this whole thing. The waiting list is email. When they say there are 10 people in the waiting list, it's the actual emails there in the source code because people don't know. They just vibe code this thing. So be very careful what you do with security. Yeah.
So we have a question here. Yeah, go out. Then you will close it.
Oh. What inference platform do you use for the chat bot for the AI?
I used the Gemini APIs is what I was using, and I was coding it with Claude.
Have you tried running it locally, the
No,
model?
no, because too much time.
Too much.
Too much time, yes. I wanted to try with on-device AI. My Pixel 10 has Nano, Gemini Nano. I haven't tried that, but I want to do that, and I hope I will be able to do that, to add it to the repository. Ah, by the way, the repository is available, public. I forgot to put a slide. I will somehow communicate it. I don't know.
Let's go have Sotiris.
Yes.
One more question.
Yeah.
So I think you all know that everything is going to change a lot, big time.
It has changed already.
Yeah. So what will not change?
Humans will be humans. And this is what is going to make the difference. When you put your personality into what you're doing, it becomes different than the next person's vibe-coded stuff. You need to put, the way I say it, you need to put your heart and soul in what you're doing so it can be different, so it can have some passion, so you can have some interest for someone. Because if AI wants to do everything flat, everything purple, everything with cards, everything React Native, it is the humans that are going to add their opinion into that will make it different and will resonate with someone else. If I can share my screen last time, can I do it? No, I haven't. Got it, Venta. To tell you what I mean. I lost the link. One moment. What AI has helped, and what I mean by putting my soul into what I'm doing, into using AI. Here. Okay, good. So, yes, that is me. And that is my screen. So, yes, so to give you an example of what I mean putting my soul into that. This is a side project that I did while making this app. What does this thing do? It takes the code that you have written and it creates music. How? I don't care. I just told it to take the code.
That's interesting.
This is what product managers do, right?
Exactly. They come up with ideas. So, what is this thing doing? This is reading tokens, curly braces, you name it, the amount of characters or whatever, and it generates sound. Why did I do it? Because I could, and no one else had done it. And it was 3 prompts away. And since it's so easy to do things, I could control like the rhythm or I don't know what. I could change the type. Nay, what is it? Let's go for lo-fi. Why watch yet another video on YouTube that has lo-fi music? But make your own. Have it play on the background while you write code. And it's your code being played to you. Another thing that I did, because I could, visualize music. I'm old. I grew up with Winamp. And one of the things I loved at Winamp was the visualizations. I got mesmerized looking at it. And with AI, I could do that. So what did I do? I got this perfectly downloaded music, which is legal because I have the CDs. And where is it? Yeah, play. You didn't record that, eh? No. Okay, why doesn't play? Come on. If I do that, I will play. Ah, nay, it's not running the server. 3 clicks and then I'm going to stop. Nay. And what it's doing, it's visualizing the sound that you play. So whether it is microphone or something else, you can load a file and it will visualize just like the good old days of Winamp. And The best thing is that I just told it, visualize that. And then I could point to other repositories of other visualizations, and it could take the code and just convert it to my own style of visualization. Is it useful? No. Is it fun? Oh, yes. Because AI can help us do such things. And this is what I think is the interesting thing. You can put your imagination to some creativity and make something out of nothing. And now I stop because I have 2 minutes.